The Abia State Working Committee of the Labour Party on Sunday alleged that Honorable Ceekay Igara, his former state chairman and currently Southeast Vice Chairman, who was arrested on Saturday in Aba, was guilty of impersonation and extortion. Recall that ATN reported how masked police officers disrupted Labour Party's crucial meeting in a hotel on Saturday in Aba, where the secretary of the Local Government Election Committee of the party, Prince G.O. Ndubweze, accused Governor Alex Otti of being responsible for the police invasion and arrest. However, in a twist, Emmanuel Otti, acting state chairman of the Labour Party in Abia State, said that Igara's arrest stems from a petition Abia State Labour Party wrote to the police against Igara when he was the state chairman and others over their acts of extortion and impersonation of the state chapter of the party. The acting Labour Party chairman said that Igara, by the constitution of the party, has no legal right to usurp or impersonate the office of the state chairman, having ceased to be state chairman after he was elected the Southeast National Vice Chairman in March 2024. The Abia Labour Party also stated that no court of law has invalidated the existence or activities of the acting state chairman, Emmanuel Otti, and his executive members. Hence, it was wrong and illegal for Igara to impersonate the chairman and his executive by carrying out their legally recognized functions without their consent or approval. The Abia Labour Party also alleged that the party is aware that following the petition they sent against Igara, he had been invited by the police, which he refused to honor, hence yesterday's show. While we recognize and respect the judgment which recognized Barrister Julius Abure as the national chairman, Abure's faction, which Igara is part of, has no right to flagrantly ignore the appeal and the motion for a stay of execution that has been duly filed against them, by purportedly dissolving and imposing a new caretaker leadership on the Abia State chapter against the provisions of the law and the constitution of our party. Again, the Abia State chapter of Labour Party had gone further to secure a validly issued order of court which restrains Abure, Igara and others from those activities which prompted our petition to the police. If we could recognize and respect the judgment of the court on Abure, we do not see any reason why Abure and Igara should ignore the appeal and motion for a stay of execution filed in same court. Why should Abure and Igara choose the court orders to obey or ignore? Finally, we wish to emphatically state that the state chapter of the Labour Party is peaceful and law-abiding, hence every single action we have taken, including our petition to the police against Igara, which led to his arrest, has been in line with the provisions of the law. Therefore, those trying to pander to emotions by blackmailing the Abia State government over his arrest are either ignorant of the facts or are doing so for selfish political reasons and should be ignored by the public, Otti said. And you are a member of the Labour Party, a stakeholder of the Labour Party, by the way. And now this is your party having their own crisis in Abia State. What do you have to say to this development?
It is just something that is common to man. People can coexist, agree and disagree at some point.
Okay.
It is natural. But from the look of things, you see that the faction of Abure, who are the people who are standing with Ceekay rather, are accusing Governor Otti of being the brain behind the arrest of Ceekay last week. But the Abia State Labour Party executives have come to, in fact, the acting chairman has come openly to say that the government of Otti should be removed from this, that it is just something about the political party executive and the man who is trying to impersonate as the state chairman, having been elected into a higher office 7 months ago, and today is still coming back to, because at some point the court affirmed Abure as the authentic national chairman, So it's like they are coming to say, you people no longer matter. And that should be understood. In a situation where such thing happens, it is expected of the acting chairman to say, no, Oga, you don't do that. And They say, according to the chairman, based on what the news read, that they petitioned him to the police, and police have invited him over time, which he refused to honor those invitations. And at this point, police now having a hint that he was holding a meeting in a place, even when he's supposed not to hold such meeting, based on the fact that he was no longer the chairman of the state executive, that he has now been moved to Southeast Vice National Chairman. So now police coming in to arrest him, I think it is not a big deal anyway. It is just a family feud which needs to be settled with understanding. But now that police has been involved, yes, it is not a dead warrant. He will be released after explaining himself and all that. But one thing I want to point clear is here is that they should exonerate Alex Otti. For now, Alex Otti is Nigerian golden governor. And as a golden governor, because he has done what no governor since 1999 have been able to do in Abia State. Alex Otti has done it. So the people of Southeast, the people of South, the Nigerian people are celebrating Alex Otti, and the sole Labour Party governor.
All right.
He is the only son of the family. And let Abure and his people be careful the way they handle his matter. So let them not rope him into this brouhaha.
Now, I want to ask you, now, do you see the national crisis trickling down to Abia State? Now, this is the reason why I ask. You recall that Alex Otti initially had called Abure to step aside, seeing that INEC has derecognized the Abure leadership at the time. He asked him to step aside, and Abure came out to lash out and said that Alex Otti wants to call the NEC meeting and he doesn't have that right. He doesn't have the constitutional right to summon a NEC meeting. Then Abure now changed the NEC. He changed it to an enlarged stakeholder meeting.
That is Otti.
Yes, Alex Otti did that together with P2B, and that enlarged stakeholder meeting was what was the meeting that was instrumental to setting Abure aside and inaugurating Nenadi Osman 29-man caretaker committee. Now, Igara, in this instance, is of the Abure faction. Do you see the national playing hanky-panky, or do you see the national, the influence of the national trickling down to Abia State Labour Party and trying to set aside the caretaker as constituted? And remember, they also said that they have gotten stay of execution from court to stop them from setting them aside. What do you have to say?
You see, like, if I may sound political.
You're a politician, aren't you?
No, but look, oftentimes I address issues. I told you that I refuse to be professional. I address things the way I feel people feel about it.
Okay.
Now, if I may look at this thing from political angle, I will see the hand of monkey in the pot.
Okay.
Because for the court coming to reaffirm Abure or affirm Abure as the authentic national chairman, it's like something they are trying to, raise up this and hit their head. Now, when it begins to happen, Labour Party that is about coming up will be weakened. You recall that when Otti, being the only...
That's a strong allegation.
No, you may call it allegation, but
you are also on the side.
I'm speaking from the angle.
The side of people accusing Abure of being a mole in Labour Party. NLC has come out to accuse Abure.
See, when you look at Abure's activities, I stood with Abure until after the election.
Okay.
I stood with Abure in obedient movement until after the election. And during the election, I saw the excesses of Abure. Even here in Rivers State, I saw the excesses of Abure. But I don't want to go into that, since at a point, the larger stakeholders meeting held in Abia State, as organized by Alex Otti, set Abure aside because...
the court has reinstated
now,
him.
Court reinstated him. And you see the Abia State Labour Party, affirming the fact that they respect that, but they filed a stay of execution, which we now
removing them.
Now, which will now allow them a space to either appeal or institute any other court.
Right.
But if at the end And Abure comes back to say, oh, this is our family. Let us see how we can be able to build Labour Party and build a formidable force that can take the president, the central state, or the center state in 2027. Then we move with him. Look, there's something about all these things people don't know. I don't believe in political party. I believe in ideology. And we see in Nigeria that people don't run political parties with ideology. They run political party with interest. And once the interest does not favor a particular person, to hell with that group. But me, in as much as I also believe in interest, but I also believe in ideology. And my ideology is that Nigeria must work.
All right.
That is why you see me strongly standing behind Peter Obi. Up till now, I still believe that Peter Obi should be the president of Nigeria.
All right, so you're deviating. So
now,
very quickly, let me hear from Victor, because we are out of time.
It's okay, but you have to give it to Labour Party in Abia State that OT was never brain behind the arrest of Igara. Rather, the caretaker chairman of Labour Party in Abia State was the one who instituted that call for police to come and pick him up. All right.
Victor, what do you have to say to the Labour Party situation in Abia State?
Well, I mean, I agree with what he said about it being a family, family issue. But, the thing with families, there are still disputes. Unfortunately for this family, a family is one that has a larger connection to the people, because it's a vehicle in which people can express their intention to govern the society. So it's backed by the rule of law, and you have to, whatever activity you do, you cannot settle it internally alone, because there's a rule of law guiding your activity as a political party. Because for you to operate as a political party, you need to be recognized by the law. And if the law says these are the rules and regulations, it means your activity would not only have to be guided by what your family sentiments are, but also what the law says about running a political party. So for me, I think whatever we're doing as people, or they are doing as Labour Party, as long as it falls in line with the rule of law, and I think they have a right. I mean, the State Working Committee has said they've gone to court and they've gotten a judgment, stay of execution while the case is still on. And I think Abure and whoever it doesn't like that should just follow the processes. If there's an appeal, file your appeal, and ensure. I mean, Abure is the beneficiary of the court, and so he should also respect, whatever judgment is coming from the State Working Committee, to ensure that there's an organized. It's just similar to what we talked about. Let the rule of law be obeyed, whether it favors you or not. Follow the law of law. If you're able to vacate it and move. If there's a judgment that favors you, good. If it doesn't favor you, you find other legal means of pursuing your interest. So for me, I think, yes, it's a good one. But the only challenge I have is, just like they said, people should stop choosing the judgment that they would obey. It defeats the essence of having a judiciary.
All right.